Hi everybody, it's Amy from Journals and More, created by Crack Amy, and I'm here to show you my finished journal that I started last month, and I'm a couple days late with this, but I had put this together on another video, and I just finally put the finishing touches on it. And this is a journal I did for the design team for Silver and Sparkles, Pam. And this kit that I used was called Antique Sewing Collage Papers, and it will be linked down in the description. So first of all, what I did was I did make this out of a junk envelope, and I decided to do a tie closure. And then what I did was I put this, I kept the window and put the dress inside of it. It's really, really sweet. And I sewed all around the cover. So then how you open it is what I decided to do is you flip it over. And what I did was I took one of the circles from the kit and I really reinforced it. I think there's about 3 to 4 layers of cardboard under this. And then I put a vintage button on it with a little bit of jute tying it for the closure. And then when you open it, underneath it has one of the labels with a little button on it. And that's the back. I'm not doing anything more with it because I have to be careful of how thick it is, because it is just sewn in, and it has Tim Holtz tape, fabric tape on it. And it's pretty full, and it's a good writing or art journal or whatever, daily planner type thing even. Okay, so when I open it, here's one of the tags I did, and I backed it with a cardstock, and then I used some seam binding, and I used one of the these were like stamps, and I used them as pockets. Okay, and then you flip it, and I did an up tuck here again with the stamps, and I used cardstock. And here's one of the tags. I backed it with an old calendar, and then I put a little bit of coffee dyed lined paper in it. And again, the kit is, and what I decided to do was I took one of the photos, not just one but a couple, and I made the backing on them black and white for writing space. Instead of doing color, I did black and white. And again, same thing. I did put in a piece of dyed paper in here, and again, just all, I left it very, very simple because I wanted it to be more for writing every day in, or journaling, or art. You can draw in this, whatever you want to do. With one of them, I actually made a paper clip, a hidden paper clip. So that's what this is. And I put one of the tags in it to hold it on here, but that's a hidden, that came out really cute. And then here, I just took a little piece of extra fabric I had that I love the color of, and I just decided to staple it on. It's just cute. I took the leftover stamps, and I just backed them with heavy cardstock and just made the papers a little bit decorative. And again, same thing down here. This was a vintage flower book page that I took out of a garden book. And then on the inside of it, what I did was I took an old piece of vintage lace and a button, and then also another vintage doily here with a beautiful vintage button, and then just 2 tags. And then on the center piece, what I did is I loosely tied a button on here so it can shut easily. So again, just a stamp, an up tuck. I took this, this reminds me of a bookmark. I kind of like this as a bookmark. So I kind of left that in there. It could be used to mark pages or do whatever you want with it. This, I just made it into a tab. I took 2 of them and folded them in half and tabbed them on. Here, I just took a bunch of the little stamps and I made a nice page edge with it. Let's see, and I left, like I said, I left a lot very simple. I didn't want this to be too bulky because it needed to close. And so again, very, very simple. Very simple. And then the back page, I put a side tuck. And then I took one of these and I backed it with coffee dye paper. And there's the last part. Oh my gosh, is this not pretty? I think this is my favorite page. I don't know. I love it. And then again, a tag and a side tuck. And then there's the back. And then to close it, I just take it, wrap it around to the front, and just kept it very simple. There's not a lot I wanted to put on the front because it's just so pretty with the dress and all the sewing and now the seam. This is coffee dyed vintage seam binding, so I just think that does enough justice. And this would be great to throw into a bag and use every day. So that is that. I hope you liked it. And again, this is the kit I used was Antique Sewing Collage Papers by Silver and Sparkles, Pam, and it will be linked in the description. And if you have any questions, let me know. Please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.